All right, welcome to Gen X Rated Saturday edition. How we doing, Billy?
Pretty good, pretty good. Maybe not quite as good as you enjoying that delicious golden latte I saw you just finishing off there.
I haven't finished it, but thank you very much. Yes, it's always a delightful treat on a Saturday.
Hmm.
If Cole decides to bring it, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, no, they're good.
Yeah, pretty tasty. So yeah, I guess my day is going pretty great based on what I'm drinking today.
Yeah,
The
little day
weather's a little
drinking
bit
never hurt
cooler.
anybody.
I'm sorry,
A little day drinking never hurt anybody.
I haven't gotten there yet, but it is a little later today. Maybe I should have tried that. Some of Granny's cough medicine or something.
Yeah, well, the turmeric and the golden latte will get you going too, though.
Is that right? That was for inflammation.
Yeah, no, it's great for inflammation. Absolutely.
All right, well, that's not going to get me very high, but
Yeah, no.
it's the thought that counts.
Yeah,
Nonetheless,
buddy.
glad you're having a good Saturday. Figure we got a couple things to talk about. Usually things happen on Friday. People are getting fired. You know, this whole regime has just been kind of crazy.
Hmm.
Trump's wellness, Epstein's files, etc., etc. But we did have more firings last night with the FBI dismantling the elite public corruption squad. Um, I mean, they're
Man,
responsible for rooting out corruption in Congress and fraud across government. Why would you need that?
the main fraud across this government has been Doge and the Trump regime.
I know. Well, they're kind of in charge. Kash Patel said that they wouldn't be prosecuting people based on political beliefs, but whether you believe it or not, there's corruption in government, waste, fraud, and abuse, I think they call it. And let's dismantle those people. I mean, big balls left. I did see, not to jump subjects, but the two teens that were arrested for or detained, I don't even know that they were charged, but they've been released, the ones that they beat up big balls, which is why we're in DC with the National Guard right now, because big balls got beaten up.
Here's the thing, if that kid really took a beating, they would have shown it. They would have shown pictures of his, swollen face, the bruises. That kid didn't take a beating.
I think you're right. When we saw his hair, it was ridiculous. He wasn't even sweating.
Hmm.
But
Yeah. And nobody ever answered what he was doing out there at 3 a.m.
well, there were a couple different stories, as you know. One, they were trying to steal his phone. Another one, they were trying to carjack a woman in her car. And then the third one was that he was with a woman, which I find hard to believe,
Yeah.
and that they attacked him, which, again, ridiculousness.
Well, pick a story. They're all lies, so you can't go wrong.
And it got these guys who probably have nothing better to do in their own home state, but it brought out the guard into D.C., which you don't usually see the nation's capital with so many soldiers around.
Yeah.
1,700 guardsmen will be released into 19 states now because Trump's feeling like crime's on the rise and he's got to take care of that crime bug.
Yeah, because those tourists, they might litter or walk on the grass. You never know what they're going to do. And you know what? Just to make sure, let's make sure they're all carrying live ammo because it could get dangerous, man.
That's a Hegseth order. Now they will have live ammunition to use as they please. Here's President amongst the people, because that's what he does. He's pretty amazing in that regard.
Go back to
Again,
that for a second. Look at his hand. The hand holding the paper, it's almost purple.
yeah, he's definitely got some things going on. They talked about his health. He's now sitting at desks where they can't call out his cankles anymore. I guess I made the wrong one big, didn't I? Here's his hand. Yeah. He usually has a lot of makeup on it. I think it's his right hand. His right hand, yes. That when you see him, he's trying to cover it up quite a bit at the table. It's one hand over the other type of thing. He's got some real problems. I'm no doctor, but he doesn't look well. He doesn't seem well. And anytime that you see him, but it's not something they're going to admit. And frankly, I don't think the regime cares if he's at the top or not at this point.
Oh yeah, they're ready to move on from him. JD's getting ready, baby. Take that big chair.
Is that why he's taken 8 vacations in 7 months?
I'll be well rested.
You want him well rested. So part of him being photo opped at the desk anymore is we saw him walk the straight line with Putin. He would not have passed the eye test because he was all over the place. It's a straight line we're trying to walk in.
Yeah.
And then those hands, he keeps getting makeup on that right hand, and people have said that his hand's constantly being bruised from he's constantly getting IV and blood work to monitor him. I mean, clearly they think he's got a heart issue, and
yeah, he doesn't have one.
and they speculate that he's not doing well health-wise. So,
you know what? Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. I like it.
You'll be able to spend that ghost quarter soon.
With any luck, yeah.
That's
But he's still doing his thing, and that's never good for the American people generally, unless you're trying to punch, and then you're all in. I guess it's okay. But just to go back to another firing that occurred last night was, and I don't know if I have a photo of him, but it was Lieutenant General Jeffrey Cruz. He was the guy that came out and said that those strikes on Iran did not obliterate their program. Of course, Trump said they got rid of everything and it was amazing, but apparently it wasn't. So instead, they fired this guy because he didn't toe the line.
Well, it's the same as, you didn't like the jobs report, so you fired the person in charge of putting that out. I mean, anytime that somebody says something they don't like, they're going to fire them now because, you can't go against the party line. Oh, we obliterated it. It's just a war on truth. It's another check mark on the road to authoritarianism. And, we're ticking off a lot of boxes. It's very concerning. And I think people are starting to wake up. I certainly hope so because it's hard to miss.
I think you're right. He is the department. It's the Department of Intelligence Assessment. So he's the guy that's coordinating that. You get rid of him, and then maybe your assessments change to you put somebody in there that assesses how you feel.
Maybe Big Balls will move into that seat.
That's right. Well, once he recovers from his injuries. Gabbard did the same thing with the NIA, which coordinates 18 intelligence agencies, including DIA, which is what they fired Lieutenant General Cruz from. She's cutting that budget, which we said the other day, in half. Or the budget will be cut $700 million. She's cutting the staff in half. Your intelligence agency is pretty important if you're worried about foreign countries trying to do ill will towards your nation. But I guess when Trump's got this amazing relationship with Putin, who is one of our greater adversaries, you don't worry about it, okay?
You don't worry about it. And Putin showed his his friendship and respect for Trump by turning around and unleashing another barrage on Ukraine. Way to go, Donald. You're really doing a great job. You've got that guy wrapped around your little purple swollen finger.
Here he is with the head of FIFA. He was in the Oval Office yesterday. That's where Trump is taking most of his sitting time, and he decided to talk about his great relationship with Putin. The World Cup is here in 2026, and between us, Canada, and Mexico, you'll have the games will be here. But he's talking about inviting Putin to them. Putin wants to come very badly. And
all over Trump's face.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry.
Russia hosted the World Cup in 2018. Since then, he's been banned from all FIFA competitions because of the war with Ukraine. He's not welcome, but Trump turns around and says he's very, very respectful to me and my country, so we may allow him in. I mean, he's a world pariah, and he's a murderous person, and Trump's going to roll out the welcome mat again.
Again, yeah, that's what Trump does. He cozies up to these people, and it's disgusting. It's disturbing. It's sickening, and in a way, it's almost like pathetic and laughable.
A little bit. I mean, that anybody would believe Putin when Trump says he has respect for him, he has respect for our country. That's clearly not a thing.
Not
They
a
laugh
thing.
at us. But Trump, in the end, believes he will be coming, depending on what happens. What happens always leads to, give me 2 weeks, right? It's,
Mm.
everything's 2 weeks. I mean, they did a whole montage of him and his 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. I saw Money Pit. I know contractors.
Yes.
It's you being lied to.
Uh-huh.
And just a final note on his holiness. He said it started out that he stopped 6 wars. I think we belonged to 7. KK Caroline couldn't verify exactly how many, but now we're up to 10 because if you count pre-wars that could have started, he's now stopped 10 of them. So he
Oh yeah.
really wants that Nobel Prize, but they're not really interested in having him.
No, I don't think you get to win a Nobel Prize when you mishandled a pandemic that cost nearly 1 million lives in America. So yeah, I don't think you really qualify for a peace prize.
Seems pretty terrible, but in the end, he may just take somebody else's. What are you going to do about it?
He'll just issue an executive order claiming, that he is the Nobel Prize winner, and thank you for your attention to this matter.
You might be right
So
about that too.
yeah, it's fucking insane.
It's a little bit crazy.
It's a little bit crazy.
Back to the guard that are coming out. They're going to go to 19 different states. Just want to list the states really quickly: Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Louisiana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Mexico, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, and Wyoming. So a lot of red states. So he'll get very little pushback. But we talked about this a little bit off air. 2,100 guards are currently out in DC. It's $530 per guardsman a day to take care of these people. They're basically going there for crime, which, as you said, they're not really hitting any of the high crime areas. Crime's been down over 30% in that district to begin with. So it's kind of a fake event that he's even creating. But you do have 5,600 homeless people there. And the cost for affordable housing to put each in a unit would cost about $45 a day. So you could either take care of the problem proactively, smartly with infrastructure, where you give these people a home. A lot of these people defaulted on their loans, lost their jobs, and then ended up losing their homes. So those homes are being bought up by some people. But the point is that this is not directly due to them making a choice not to have a job, not to earn money, not to, to be homeless type of thing. So for $45 a day, they could have a place, but you'd rather spend $530 per guardsman just to intimidate.
Yeah, well, Trump loves a good show of force, and again, just another box on the authoritarian checklist. But it just, again, you're taking these people away from their jobs, from their families, from their lives for really no reason. It's just a big cosplay. And now they're armed with live ammo. So what could go wrong there? And again, you send them there for law enforcement. These are civilians.
Yeah.
Serving in the National Guard. So I don't know. I'm sure some of them may be, trained in law enforcement, but I'm guessing the majority of them aren't. We know a guy. So again, what could go wrong there? It makes no sense. And you see them like they're they're patrolling the National Mall, or they're patrolling the Lincoln Memorial. Like, what is somebody littering? Somebody throw a gum wrapper on the ground? Somebody walking on the grass, or tossing a frisbee? It's insane. It's just that, again, this is just Trump. He loves a big reality show. And the end is the whole goal is authoritarianism, to take over, to get us used to seeing these troops in our streets, and displaying law and order, making it safe for regular Americans. This is insane, and I don't think the mainstream media is strongly enough calling it out. Thank God for South Park. At least there's some truth tellers out there. And again, I urge people to look at The Intercept. Look at Mother Jones, look at The Nation, because you'll find the real story there. You might see the occasional op-ed, maybe, or editorial in the Times or the Washington Post, but again, they're not really calling it out for what it is. Alarm bells should be ringing and red lights should be flashing. We are halfway down a really, really slippery slope, and it doesn't end well.
When a lot of people don't get their local paper, I'm of that generation. I still do get the local paper. To your point, a lot of the op-eds are very condemning of what's going on, wanting people to wake up. But that has to be displayed through the bigger media than just my newspaper that shows up at my house when I have 22 neighbors that don't get the paper, type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe people will start to figure it out now when they see utility bills rising. You might see some empty shelves. As you do your shopping, you can probably tell your grocery bill is going up. Maybe your company's going to make some changes and make some cutbacks in employment. So people are going to figure it out.
I think they are currently. Back to school stuff was a little bit more expensive. And then we're going to wait for fall when we start seeing companies like John Deere, which are already have major layoffs, and it's going to affect areas. I mean, we saw the bankruptcies in Nebraska alone. We're at like 283 companies. It's not sustainable. And I know most people don't care that are writing these policies and governing currently.
No, they don't give
the rest
a shit.
of us do.
I mean, I saw the comments that, when the Texas state lawmakers rallied around to, pat themselves on the back and, solidify their gerrymandering scheme. Well, we had to protect our GOP minority so we can, so we don't backtrack on the glorious changes we've made. Glorious changes? Get the fuck out of here. If I'm the average person, I'm like, what glorious changes have I seen? I see people disappearing. I see people being rounded up. I see my cost of living going up. I see my quality of life going down. I'm worried about my job. So yeah, by all means. And, maybe this will force some people, just because that district is made up of mainly white people that voted GOP, maybe it's going to be made up of pissed off white people that voted GOP and have decided they've had enough. So we'll see. Maybe this whole thing will backfire and blow up in their faces.
I agree with you, but then the vote has to be counted. We've already seen this one time, but I think they compared to any other nation, you would have people out in the streets by now. We're a little bit slower to get that. Maybe it's going to take something like a second or third stolen election until people realize that they just have to kind of show up now and express their opinion.
Well, and I know there's a big one here planned for Labor Day.
What is that going to?
It's another No Kings demonstration.
Okay. So that's probably on your website.
It's planned for Labor Day, yeah.
Okay. Well, we can put something in the show notes as we get closer, which is coming up. I just wanted to say about the Guard and part of the purposes. Under state control and authority, the Guard's under state and state control, but they can assist with federal missions that are paid by the feds, right? Which is us. We're paying them. So now they can be involved. What it does is it allows them to avoid federal laws limiting military involvement on domestic law enforcement. That's why Hegseth allowed them now to be armed military servicemen. And with this, yes, they're going to be under the control of the state, but it does allow them to be a little bit more hands-on, shall we say, which to me is the scariest part.
It is scary. I mean, we saw this way back when at Kent State. We saw it at Jackson State.
Yeah.
Back in 1970. And yeah, people should be very concerned about this.
I agree. And I feel like people are. You see more and more video of these guys, whether it says ICE on their front or police or they're part of Homeland Security. They're trying to intimidate these people in these neighborhoods. The neighbors are coming out. And it's mainly women that I'm seeing on the filming side of it. But they're saying, show me your warrant. We have a warrant. Well, show me your warrant. Well, I have a judge's order. Well, show it. Show it to us.
Yeah.
And they're telling their neighbors, don't come out. We're here. Don't open the door for these people. And eventually, out of the 8 or 9 people that come to take this one grandmother, they leave. Um, you you can't make this shit up. You either
You
have
really
the
can't.
legal authority to do it, which you can present along with your name and badge number and uncover your face, or you don't. And if you don't, the people have every right to film in public streets, as you well know, and to document everything
Yeah.
they don't like. But
Bunch of fake tough guys. We were talking to a friend of ours today who is retired. He had served with the federal government as an inspector, so a very serious guy. And he was saying today, he's like, it's probably a good thing I'm still not, packing a gun daily because, if I was to see somebody, 4 guys with masks jumping up on someone, no badge, no identification, I would start shooting. He's like, and I could probably take out 4 or 5 of them before they, had a chance to even know what was going on. I was a good
yeah,
shot. So I mean, you're seeing this stuff, and it's like, where does this end? How do we de-escalate this? How do we stop this?
it's a great
But
question. I
you
think
know,
strength in numbers for one, so that you can do it without having to use force. You just come out and can, if you have the greater numbers, you can do that peacefully. But that's not a guarantee, and it may not be that peaceful. And if they're going to,
it
especially,
won't be peaceful. I mean, what was the old Bob Dylan lyric? You got a lot of knives and forks. You got to cut something. You give
yeah,
some of these cosplay cowboys live ammo. They're itching to fucking shoot somebody.
yeah.
Some of
And
them.
I think what they're finding, in particular in the African or in the Black community, is that a lot of these people that they're recruiting are Christian nationalists, white nationalists. They're never going to see reason behind their hate. It's
Hmm.
just in them. This isn't me making it up. It's what you're wired to believe, and there's no changing that. So they think they're doing greater good by coming into these communities and destroying people's lives, and it's just not a thing.
Yeah.
But here we are, and at least people are aware of it and are making it known. People need to know. You
Hmm.
can avoid the news all you want, but it is going to come into your community. The FBI is staunchly coming into St. Louis City, and everything I see on TikTok, people are very well aware of that, especially in the Black community. And this isn't their first go round, so um, they're a lot smarter than I am and knowing how to deal with this and what's to come. So I'm guessing we're going to get an education on that because it's not about color anymore. It's not about Democrat, Republican. It's about have not, and most
Hmm.
of us are in the majority of having not. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and not even that. It's about, you're either pro-democracy and you believe in basic equality and civil liberties and civil rights and the right to vote and the right to free speech, or you're all in favor of a fake tough guy authoritarian, you know?
and more people than you think are right.
Yeah,
This
that's the disturbing part.
right from the beginning. People were very honest in saying, it wouldn't be such a bad thing if he was a dictator for a day, right?
Yeah, a
They kind
day.
of like
Uh-huh.
a strong leader, and they were accepting of this. Uh, I had read you this quote earlier when they were talking about autocracy, and that Trump's not going to come out and say, I'm a dictator, though he did for a day.
He loves to say the quiet part out loud.
Exactly. Generally, that's not going to happen. And you can look at, Russia with their sham elections. I mean, Putin won big, but did anybody actually vote? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And then they keep the normalcy, the bread and circus, right? So you're binge watching shows, you're catching the latest movies that are out, you're chilling with your loved ones, you're getting by like it's no big deal. But behind the scenes, you're losing free speech. Minorities are facing persecution. Political opponents are targeted. History gets rewritten. Troops patrol streets. Businesses bow to state pressure. Intel 10% going to our government, and
Yeah.
independent media silence, and then you pack the judiciary. I mean, it came out of the press briefing where they said, this isn't fair. Trump shouldn't have to play equal parts with the other two branches, which read the good book, my friend. I mean, the Constitution says equal power through the three branches. Like, what are you talking
Hmm.
about?
That's why we have 3 branches. That's why we have these checks and balances designed and built into the system. And I'm still pissed. I mean, you know what? Biden had these powers too for the last months of his administration and did nothing.
His attorney general really screwed the pooch, so to
He
speak.
really did. And he should have fired him, should have replaced him, should have packed the court, should have had Trump locked up. He could have. Just, they did none of these things and
But
they just let it roll.
Garland's the legal authority here, and he was the one that brought in Jack Smith super slowly, super late, to the point where Jack Smith, in the end, had to wrap it up quickly. You want to put somebody on the stand and take the information he's gathered, Smith would be the guy, because he's got all the information. Is that going to happen? I mean, most people understand that this guy's guilty of pretty much everything.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, his fucking handpicked, unqualified judge Cannon bailed his ass out on that one.
That's right.
It's infuriating, man. And then, Kash Patel has the nerve, the fucking gall, to tweet out, no one is above the law.
Yeah.
Really crazy eye, Cash? Really? Except your dear leader Trump, right?
He may be reassigned as they bring in Andrew Bailey, who's really looking for blood. So,
dude, that guy's a full-blooded fucking jackbooted, brown-shirted thug.
It's going to be an issue, but not an issue for today, I guess.
Not for today, but it's going to be.
To that point of all this, I'm going to put up a few photos of Elaine Maxwell. She's kind of a hot topic now.
She's hot.
You can see, I think this was Trump's swimsuit girlfriend on the left. I could be wrong. He dated her for a while. You can see how young Epstein is. You can see how young Maxwell is. Here's these two together, a little bit more aged, but she thought they were boyfriend, girlfriend. Clearly not a thing.
That middle picture is her rubbing his feet.
Yeah, that was on the Lolita Express. Here's another picture, just trying to really show how young these people were when this stuff's going down. I mean, you think Trump's pointing at a piece of art that he likes in this photo? Every time I see that video, this is 1992, and I see Epstein laughing and stuff, it just makes me want to punch him in the back of the head type of thing. Very disturbing.
Fucking pedophiles.
And it's really nothing new. So of course the Epstein files are what they really want to keep us from talking about. Maxwell gave to Trump's original attorney, Blanche, who was his attorney before he came into the Department of Justice underneath blonde lady. But they started releasing the interviews that they had with her to the Oversight Committee. I think they released 1 gigabyte of information. They have 300 gigabytes of information on file. 97% of what they gave 5 days too late to that committee was already public knowledge. It was already out there somewhere. So they're really just dragging their feet on this stuff and hoping that everything that they put out there starts to stick. Maxwell's now 63 years old. I think she's done enough time where she'll say anything. And what we're hearing is that she basically is. They asked her about President Trump. I never saw him in a massage setting. I never witnessed him in any appropriate setting in any way, never inappropriate with anybody. I mean, even on his show, he was inappropriate with people, okay? Like The Apprentice. Like, why do we go to the next level? It's like with Trump, like everything best ever. Nobody's ever done this in history. I mean, why does it have to be so extreme? Like, just lie a little bit and maybe people would believe it more.
It's just, dude, it's as fake as a $3 Rolex. It's just fucking bullshit. And she's a monster. She's a pedophile.
She is, and she's a convicted one at that. I'm going to put this back up again because she also testified that she wasn't sure that they were really good friends, Epstein and Trump. She didn't think they were close friends. She didn't see Trump at Epstein's house. She wasn't aware of any client list whatsoever. Also, that birthday book where Trump's signature was spot on for around a woman's genitalia, never saw it, okay? And she continually praised how much she thought Trump was an amazing person.
That sounds like someone that really wants a pardon.
It would sound like you're saying what they want you to say.
It sounds exactly like that. Yeah. Huh. Because who hasn't drawn like a naked lady picture and sent best wishes for an acquaintance at best, somebody in passing, and maybe you share a secret or two. I don't know, but who among us hasn't done that?
Seems pretty obvious.
Yeah.
There is documentation with her in 2016 saying that Epstein had recorded Trump with the victims. This was when she was going through her lawsuit. She was convicted of 5 counts of sex trafficking of minors. She got a 20-year prison sentence for a reason.
Mhm.
She was the only one. She also stated that she didn't think Epstein killed himself. But, this affects everybody because, again, the victims are going to be coming onto Capitol Hill, I think, in 2 weeks. Both a bipartisan committee of Republicans and Democrats are bringing these victims up. Now she's just tarnishing. She said the Prince Andrew picture was fake. So now you're calling these victims liars, the ones who were repeatedly uh, raped by this man allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So now they're all liars, and you didn't see anything. She thought Bill Clinton was great. Um, she did bring up that there were a couple other people that maybe weren't on the radar. I'm going to pop one of them up now. Maybe you know this guy, and I think you do.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
yeah, let's just say I am not surprised.
so he was all about it. Trump's on the list. Trump's on the list. Oh, I'm on the list. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's offensive.
I've got some shitty rockets to build.
And you're paying for it, dum dum.
Yeah, you dummies.
And we won't beat this to death because the information has to come out. But what I will say is this: Maxwell lied under oath. She perjured herself twice in her civil trial. She's a well-known, documented liar. And now all of a sudden, we're going to take 100% of what she said because it's fitting to our narrative. Because this guy doesn't want to go to prison. That guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Prison. So.
Yeah,
So we'll just
I think at this point, if you're buying this bullshit story, then you're probably all in, baby. You're ready to drink the Kool-Aid and do whatever your leader says.
and I don't think a lot of people are going to fall into that category, even some red hats, because they really want the Clinton part to go down. Even though, again, she said she loved Clinton. He was a perfect gentleman.
Maybe
Andrew Cuomo.
that's really going to set them off. Yeah, like you said, the Clinton part.
Cuomo was another one. So
Creep.
it's just so by the blueprint. So clear me, clear RFK Jr. She said never inappropriate. Never saw anything inappropriate with RFK Jr.
Yeah,
So
didn't drive his first wife to suicide. Nah, wouldn't do that.
yeah, he had a whole journal of how many women he cheated with, and
Here, look at this, honey. Check this out.
and she was dying of cancer anyway, was she not?
I'm not sure. Maybe that was Newt Gingrich.
Yeah.
Yes, only the best people in the GOP.
Well, he drove his wife to suicide just by being a giant asshole. Cuomo's another one, but the blueprint was clear me, clear RFK, anybody that could be tied to me, and then name some Democrats. Can you do that? And you can hear on some of the recordings if you listen where he kind of stops her, and then you can hear like page turning, and then her say, "Oh yeah, that's right, such and such." I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, some people are not the smartest, but nobody's going to fall into this. And again, the part that bothers me the most is the denying of these victims' claims. I mean, I've seen way too many videos of people saying that they were raped 3 times a day, and they weren't the only ones. And then Giselle, in her own way, or Elaine Maxwell, saying that he had to ejaculate every 2 hours. Like this guy had a serious problem, and then he was sadistic as well. So
Yeah, and if you think this guy didn't have fucking cameras everywhere, that he wasn't documenting and recording everything, then you're fucking even dumber than you appear to be.
when they showed the house, his exorbitant house, there were cameras in a lot of the corners. There were cameras in every bedroom. I mean, listen, this was a well thought out thing where they were just going to be able to blackmail everybody and do what you want. All about money and power.
Yeah.
And he's not Kendrick Lamar, so I can't be okay with it.
Yeah. A minor.
So that's enough about him. I do have some positive stuff as well today.
Okay.
We had the Pulse shooting in Orlando. They had the rainbows on the street of that area, and in the middle of the night, DeSantis decided to have it repainted. Just black asphalt, no commemoration. Oh, I better put this up because it just shows what a hot guy is. Okay. One last shot. Yeah, I mean, he's got to be in his 40s here, and those girls look like about 15.
Oh, dude,
I'm terrible with age.
So twisted.
But there's way too much out there to think that this guy's a model citizen, and the comments he's made about his own daughter are disturbing.
Oh my God, yeah.
But the Orlando Pulse shooting, 49 people were killed, 56 people were injured. It was our biggest mass shooting to date at that point. That's been surpassed, obviously, but this was in, 2017? Is that right? Nonetheless, 8 years later, they decided to paint over it, and then everybody wants to come out. Now, they will have a permanent memorial in 2027, but once they woke up that morning, because this was done under the cover of darkness, people were pissed. All the neighbors in the neighborhood came out, people who were affected by this, family members, victims, all came out. By day's end, that thing had been painted back to its rainbow colors, rightfully. But again, it goes up the chain. So you had DeSantis saying, we're not going to allow state roads to be commandeered for political purpose. I think it's more of a memorial, a remembrance. They're not saying...
It's completely apolitical, but, DeSantis is another one of those fake tough guys with his little, go-go boots and...
Yeah.
That fucking guy.
He was really worried about road safety and also no political messages as artwork. Again, I think this was more memorializing and less about calling somebody out for it.
Mm-hmm.
This was something that was approved by the city and the county when it happened to put this up and to use this memorial. Then you keep going up the chain because it becomes a transportation secretary problem. So now Sean Duffy comes out when he's not climbing trees, and he says it's very distracting to drivers and pedestrian safety. So what they did...
So maybe we should ban cell phones too then.
Yeah, maybe not. Use dictation if you're going to be texting while driving.
I'm just saying, if you're that worried about distracting drivers and protecting pedestrians, so yeah, and just more bullshit. These people got more bullshit than bullshit got bullshit, as HD used to say.
And so they cited a 2025 design guideline that they're going to use. It's going to standardize crosswalk colors. Black and white, I mean, are those colors? I mean, they are, but
yeah,
what are we doing here? And the other part of that guideline is discouraging political messaging. So keep it to yourself, buddy.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. But the good part of it is they did put the roadway back as it was. And we'll see what these guys want to do next. If they're going to try and take it down again, if they're going to paint over it. But nobody was really thrilled with that. And the people aren't going away. I think it's the most positive part.
Yeah. No, and maybe they'll send the Kristi Gnome paint crew out.
Oh my God. She was in the Oval yesterday talking, and she was saying, he's like, oh, I told her, I tell her a lot of things, and she listens. And she's like, I listened to all of it. And he's like, is that going to be 2 coats of paint? She's like, only 1, because you told us what paint to buy. Like,
best paint ever, sir.
And people pointed out again that you're painting the American side of the wall, for one. Yeah. For 2, I saw the latest cost was $500 million if you're going to paint the whole thing. You're not even painting the Mexico side. And then somebody put up a stat showing that how much a milk carton costs, and then they stacked them up. to get over the wall. And it was a lot cheaper than $500 million, but I don't know. I'm not in construction. This is a guy that knows grass better than anybody. Amazing grass. And yeah, it's just insane. So
it's insane.
Believe what you want, but it's more cosplay. We're seeing her painting the wall literally with a roller. You got nothing else to do? We have no other problems.
You ought to be getting your fucking chicken legs in there and hitting leg day.
Well, climb a ladder and get higher up, and then climb down the ladder, and then climb back up the ladder.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That'll work those.
Awesome.
Pump those scrawny chicken legs, Smithers.
And staying in Florida, I think this was another positive. Not that we've had a ton, but Alcatraz was ruled on by a judge that they could no longer add more people to Alligator Alcatraz. We haven't heard back from DeSantis yet, but I'm sure he's not going to be very happy. Let me see where this is. I'm not finding it. Nonetheless, federal judge injunction to halt the expansion and also to begin the closing of Alligator Alcatraz. I mean, we've heard horror stories, lack of air conditioning, lack of food, anything you could do to these people to make things worse. They're all on board. Here it is here. And the main thing is that they're violating all these crucial environmental laws. So over the last 75 years, you had people trying to save the Everglades, which are very important. Governors of either party, senators, either party, presidents, either party. I mean, this is kind of important. And the environment, as much as we joke about it, is where we live, and it's everything for us. Without it, we got nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They're bringing in 20 square acres of asphalt. We already know about the feces runoff that's going out, spreading all these harmful chemicals throughout the Everglades, and they're reducing the habitat of a lot of species that we already have near endangered species of Florida panthers. There's going to be nothing to eat. So you're really setting this whole thing off to really destroy the environment, destroy people's lives, and kill animals. It's like there's no winning in any of this.
No.
So we'll see where they go with this injunction. They're going to talk about these rogue judges that hate Trump, and he should be able to do whatever he wants, and DeSantis as well. That's not a thing when it comes to polluting everybody's environment that isn't undocumented or hasn't done anything. You're sticking it to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to point out that they were in such a hurry to do this that the contractors didn't vet any of the workers that they hired. These workers had links to allegations of fraud, price gouging, and they hired a bunch of undocumented workers to do this. I mean,
you can't make this shit up.
It's unbelievable. So they have 60 days to start shutting it down and finding another place. I do know that DeSantis is already building another place to concentrate people in northern Florida. So we'll see.
Another camp to concentrate people?
Yeah. Camp that has concentrated people in it.
Huh, super. What could go wrong?
A lot. So we'll see. I thought that was a pretty positive thing as well. Not everything's about naming things after Trump, though I do know that they're going after the Kennedy Center is still going to be a thing where Trump said, give me 2 weeks, again with the 2 weeks. Am I right?
Uh-huh.
And I would say it's ridiculous. Like, they're not going to change the Kennedy Center to the Trump Kennedy Center or even the Trump Center. But you do have to recall when the GOP Representative Mike Simpson of Idaho introduced the amendment to a funding bill to rename the Kennedy Center Opera House after Melania. And how did that work out? Well, it was voted on by the House Appropriations Committee on July 22nd, and it passed 33-25. So to think that Trump couldn't do this, I don't know. But it would be extremely weird to have Kennedy's name not on something that was started under that group.
Yeah, extremely weird, extremely wrong, and another box ticked off.
For sure. So we'll see. That's going to be another battle for another day. Again, I think he should have more important things to do than worrying about that. But who knows? Um, I will jump to this real quick because I know we're getting long on time here. But this is Kilmer Garcia. He was released yesterday. He was warned by ICE that they would be coming for him within not before 72 hours, is what they said. So he's got that going for him. Here he is here, leaving prison. The reason why he was released is because everything that they said that he did, they had no evidence to support it. And you can't keep somebody in jail forever on what you think without proving something. Here he is finally making it home, which he was in captivity for 4 months. I mean, he didn't see his family for 4 months. He was also in El Salvador. Let's not forget that. And somehow those tattoos on his fingers are no longer there. But don't tell the big guy about that. He'll be pissed. So nonetheless, he has an appointment with ICE on Monday. They've already told him that he can take a plea deal or they're going to send him to Uganda. That'll be next. Kristi Noem worried about activist judges. They hate American safety. This is a new low. They're, hungry for publicity. I mean, none of that even makes sense.
Well, again, everything they say that they accuse somebody else of is something that they are guilty of.
Absolutely.
So
they're projectors. You're absolutely right about that. So we will see. The plea deal that they offered him was to plead guilty, which I think at the time was, what were they charging him for?
Trafficking, human trafficking.
Trafficking, yes, which was kind of a made-up thing.
Kind of a made-up thing, yeah.
They had smuggling charges on him, was the other thing. So he can plead guilty to that, and then once he completes his sentence, they'll send him to Costa Rica, where he could apply for citizenship. But he said no thanks.
Well, here's something. If he pleads guilty to that and they lock him up somewhere, he's not surviving. He's not completing that sentence.
Probably so. And we don't know how long they're going to want to put him away. So he's not getting any guarantees other than plead guilty or you're going to Uganda.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like those options. I do. Part of the happy ending was just seeing that he was out. Finally. I mean, this guy's been through a lot.
Yeah. So let's hope that, we can keep him out.
It'd be nice. And I do think that people generally support him. People that have seen this dog and pony show going on for how long now? How could you not?
Too long.
Again, to your point, if you believe a convicted felon, and I'm not talking about Trump, I was talking about Maxwell, her part of this story over, close to 100 victims, easy, then that's kind of on you. Maybe do your research a little better, as you always say.
Yeah, well, they won't because they're not serious people.
That's true. They just go with the flow. This is what I was told, and I believe my sources, which was what, your neighbor with the 6 Trump flags?
Yeah.
I mean, whatever it takes. But it's going to be interesting for Saturday. That's your update on what went down on Friday type of thing and the direction we're heading in. And we have to be a little bit smarter. I would like to jump to a happy ending because it does have to do with the Pirates.
Okay.
Buckos.
Yeah.
Yesterday, they brought up Bubba Chandler, which is the #1 pitching prospect in baseball. In the Pirate way, they brought him up to be a reliever, even though he's a starting pitcher because they're the Pirates. They had another rookie, Braxton Ashcroft, who has spots started, and I think he's also come out of the bullpen before, but he's also an exciting young pitcher. He came out and pitched 5 innings last night, gave up 1 hit and had 6 strikeouts. Then they brought in Bubba Chandler for the to finish out the game if he could. He pitched 4 innings, gave up 2 hits and had 9 strikeouts. So
that's crazy.
He ended up this was a 9-0 game against Colorado, who stinks. But he got the save. I mean, that's never happened before where you win by that much and you pitch 4 innings and you get a save. in that game. And I don't know the logistics, if it's about number of bases with batters that you faced. Giving up 2 hits, even with homers, I don't know how that would relate to a 9-0 game. Point is, it was historical. The Pirates have 2 very good young pitchers if they don't mess this up, on top of Skeens, on top of Keller, who's been serviceable. They could have a bright future if they could kind of change their ownership or / management. Put somebody in there that's a little bit more serious and less about counting beans type of thing.
Or just, the guy's so focused, him and his whole staff, they're so focused on like analytics that they really don't know much about baseball, apparently. I mean, look at some of the young prospects they've traded away and gotten nothing in return. Some of these guys are just dominating.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And you're going to waste the pitching that you have because ownership doesn't want to spend money. And, the organization itself can't develop talent. I read somewhere today, I think, where they were saying that they're in the minors, they're more concerned with actually winning than they are with developing players and teaching them, how to actually play ball.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look at organizations like, the Cardinals, St. Louis, at every level, they teach the same thing. They teach fundamentals, solid baseball. Pirates, well, we'd rather win a Class A, Gulf Coast League championship that
And
nobody gives a fuck about.
More frustrating at AAA too. So you kept Bubba Chandler down there until
And he was pissed.
August 22nd.
Yeah, he was not happy about that.
And he could have been pitching in June, July. Not that it would have made a difference on this team at that point, but you gain that invaluable experience, and you learn as you go on a down year. But he looked pretty impressive last night for a guy the last 6 weeks in the minors hasn't been pitching very well because, to your point, I think he was frustrated not coming up. And you're not going to keep a generational talent like Skeens if you're not willing to do better. And to your point about development, I mean, they brought in a couple of ex-military guys, I believe, back in the day to run their minor league system. And they had guys carrying like telephone poles across the beach and stuff.
Yeah, they were doing that Navy SEAL training, and guys got hurt.
Yes.
Yeah, that's when you had another winner as your GM, the former assistant volleyball coach from some college that nobody ever heard of. I mean, you can't make this shit up. It's a shame.
Same ownership, though, at the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Bob Nutting reign has just been idiocracy. It's been failure after failure. It's a fucking joke.
It's a failure to the city of Pittsburgh and to the fans. He's making money hand over fist.
Oh, yeah. And his whole thing is, well, the Pirates will never leave town while I'm here. It's solid, stable ownership. That's great. But you're never going to win, and nobody's going to come out. Nobody wants to support a team like that.
Sure.
Listen, it's an embarrassment.
After the trade deadline, I give fans a ton of credit for coming out and supporting the players. They've been
the players deserve better.
Yeah, they definitely do. And it's a beautiful park, and it's not like it's that inexpensive to go to it, but they come out for the players. They come out for guys like McCutchen, who the Pirates weren't even sure they were going to bring back last year, even though he's like, should probably have a statue out in front of the stadium with him on it because he's been amazing. He's a good Pirate.
Well, and he's their only link to their last winning years.
Yeah.
And it's been, almost going on a decade now.
Yeah, they asked him about coming back. I mean, he wants to win, whether it's there or someplace else, given a chance to win. And it took him till August 15th to even make comments like that because he's such a professional. But if you're going to ask him day in and day out what the deal is, eventually he's got to tell you. If you don't see it yourself, you got to spend to win. They had no bats. They went out and got nothing. Even that Horowitz that they brought in and played first base from Toronto was on IR the first 6 weeks of the season. Then you got to work your way into form. As he had a pretty good last month, sure. Baseball's 182 games. Figure that out. It's too late.
Yeah, it's a joke. It just the really cringe point for me was when you saw after the the baseball minor league amateur draft, they put out their little highlight film of all the bean counters slapping high fives and staring intently at their laptops while dramatic music played in the background. So fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, for a guy that should have been fired, should not have been part of that draft to begin with. And by all by all info, it seems like he will be let go in the off season.
Why not do it now? What are you waiting for? And and the fact that like their analytics squad, they travel with the team. They have their own trunk with their little game day outfits. They have their own section in the locker in the clubhouse. I mean, what a joke. It's ridiculous.
It really is. It
It's like
doesn't.
when we traveled with Atlanta, like seeing, the upstairs guys,
Yeah.
not the scouting people, not the actual people that, knew football.
No marketing, ticket sales.
Yeah, with their own corner of the locker room, and they had their own little game day outfit. We had to pack their stuff, and
For
what
sure.
the fuck? Get out of here with that shit.
Oh, they got to put something on after golfing. Come on.
Yeah, I remember when we played when we played at Green Bay. Remember the buses went to Lambeau, and we unloaded the Saturday before the day before the game, and the marketing director decided to do the tour, and the buses left without him.
Well, he could have been more helpful, but I'm sure he got back to the hotel somehow.
Yeah, why were you even there?
It's a great question. You're always going to have that upstairs, downstairs, but the good organizations are able to kind of blend them.
Yeah,
At least pull in one way. But yeah, who knows? Who knows how it is today? But here we are. So, Billy, it's almost on the hour. It is Saturday, so I'm going to let you go. Maybe we'll catch up later.
all right, sounds good.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks again for the hot drink. On this
Yeah, it was hot drink.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, buddy.
All right.